Welcome all. So, Y Pipe, here we go again. Game on. Need to fill my vape before we start this inevitable hell that is about to happen. Right then, survival time. This. So, bit of an update for everybody. On Saturday, I get a 4K monitor. So, I will be making some content at 4K. Not all. But some content will be going out at 4K. Pre-recorded stuff will be 4K. Sure. Live, or depending if I can handle the bandwidth. But the monitor will also switch to 1440p. Should I need it to. We're back on my server, my build, but now we are live, no password. So players can join at any point. We do have a player on here, and myself, I know of, maybe more by now. 30 slot server, primacy, with a slight survival build. Lack of everything the players want and need. That's the normal with me. We do have working traders that trade using nails. All things. Is a PvP server. Weapon, I suppose. Oh! And we don't have a weapon at the moment, so we'll leave them to it. Push off this way. Gonna need to get rope. We'll need to fish. got water, which is nice, but food's the next priority. And until we've got a weapon, staying well away from other players. We might be joined at some point in chat by admin team, but we will be playing on here solo. We might choose to help each other at times, like we might with any player. But there's no group markings or sharing of loot. Wow, there's a sharing of loot if you decide to help each other out. There's no armbands, so if players wish to team up, they do so using other methods, as in luck. Lots of food tier 4 island, probably not the moment. That would be useful. He's got something on him. Bit of ammo, but we cut ourselves. The word a bugger comes to mind. Some more Zeds in the trees. I think we want to use a knife. Bit of a car search. Looking for a piece of rope, what we really need. Pair of boots. Yeah, we will. Remember to pick up our foot. Fuck. I forgot about barbed wire. It's my own fault. I'm making bloody stuff. So barbed wire now works correctly. We have a map though. It's quite big. I'm going to push much further. I'm not going to find any food, that's for sure. Water bottle's useful. Now to come and see. Put that down there. There, and then swing that way. Water bottle there. Bloody game. Get rid of the pliers. Take the map over the pliers. Okay. Let's go. rope or a fishing rod do the job. We'll probably push into the trader just to search it, because we allow people, the searchers are all black, the traders are all black market, and any loot you find is yours. I could do with filling my water bottle up. Might find ourselves a bang bang stick. Do have a bit 762 on us. So we're actually going to be heading for the trader down there. Because somewhere down there is where I'll be building a base. It's not where I was last time, because for this wipe we can't live inside properties. We have to physically build outside, so you want to find somewhere in the woods that's a bit covert. Build something that's a little bit hidden away. And I need a code lock before we build. But I don't particularly want to get raided. But I bet for the next couple of days we'll just be playing on here, and then once the monitor comes in I'll start recording the series. See. I'll need to do a test stream and see if we can stream at 4K, and if we can then I'll do it. I'll stream at 4K happily on here. Better rucksack would be good. Map. No, I'll sell the maps. Desperately. Oh, for a piece of rope. Oh, not all lives make it. Sell anything to him. We're saved. There is a little bit of food lying around, not enough for it to be useful. And I've done that on purpose. I wanted there to be a little bit here and there. Big chest. Whoa! Let's get out of here.
Yep.
Cheers. Yeah. So I'm not ready for that fight. And if he kills me, and I've only got a little bit of bandage left, he's certainly going to be better off than me, because he'll have... Oh, there are 3 players on here, so me and 2 others. Oh, that's good. Numbers are building up. Excellent news. And we'll carry on pushing. The server will be up for about 8 weeks, and then I'll wait. Then same server again. Depending on how people feel at the 8-week mark, I might at that point ask people if they want to wipe or they want to continue. But a wipe I think is quite good. Gives people a chance to start again. Hi there, how are you? Welcome. I need rope. What I need is rope. We need food. And when I do a server build, there is a severe lack of food. No use to me. You don't get rope soon. Or a fishing rod. We'll be dead. Unfortunately. I suppose we could make a fish trap, but by the time it's caught anything, we'd be dead. To be honest. So we're going to carry on pushing for that trader down there. And then find somewhere down that direction to think about living. But we're going to need to get some military weapons to sell to the trader to make some nails to buy the stuff that we need to build the base. No, is there a train up there? Sometimes there's a train spawn up there on this map. Doesn't look like it. So we shall push on. So slightly increased zombies, massively increased animals because I've taken off food. So very low on food. There's like 1 of each item spawning in if you're lucky. You've got a chance of food in airdrops, and at random times, traders will have an item of food that they will sell. It's 1 single item. At the moment, it's unknown food cans for 5 nails each. So players then have a choice of, do we save nails to build our base or to build storage, or do we instead buy some food that might poison us? A good choice. You've also got chicken houses. We can search chicken houses on here for the chance of an egg. I'm not sure. I know I was building something at the back of this. I don't know whether I actually enabled loot or not. Did that update? We'll have a little look. Or I know I was building an update and it crashed on me. So we'll have a little search. If not, it'll be rolled out the next few days. While we're here, let's look for a piece of rope. Thank you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Now what do I throw away? Oh, carry that mouse. So I'm streaming at 40, between 20 and 40,000 up. At the moment at 1440p, but as of Saturday I'll be streaming at 4K. I've got a 4K monitor coming on Saturday so I can start streaming at, yeah, as I said, at 4K. That's the next obvious thing to do. Now I don't know whether I put loot in here or not when I built the map. Can't remember. It doesn't look like it. Might have to. Oh, I did. Excellent. How many slots is that? 25. How many is mine? Mine is 15. Let's do a switch over. Excellent news. Better already. Not bad. 39. I'm not around, it's really nice, but I'm not really noticing the usual graininess foliage that DayZ suffer from. It probably helps that I've spent ages building this white. Oh, you need food again. You know me, Ryan, I like to do things like not give people access to food. Yeah, I know. It's good, isn't it? It's going to get a lot nicer. I mean, this is, yeah, as I said, 1440p, so arguably it'll double. Approximately. Oh, there is a train spawn here. Let's hope for a piece of rope. As you might have worked out by now, Ryan, I don't like to give people access to food. So we give them a hook. Send them off on their merry way. And I'm not even running this on Ultra. I'm just running this on like a normal setting. Shit. That'll be my last bandage. The 3 traders I've put in are not safe zones. Because, hey, who wants safe zones in DayZ? Boot pants not interested. Bloody battery. Oh, don't. Come on. Right, let's pick that up. We all start somewhere, mate. You know, I started off with 2 cheap monitors that just gave me 3. I then upgraded one of them to a super wide screen. I then over time went to, and it's been a slow process, you know, from when I came back to PC gaming from consoles to where I am now. It's been 10 years of slowly upgrading, realistically. And maybe when you say like DayZ looks grainy but on most people, maybe because I see this version of DayZ, I think it's amazing. Maybe that helps. Where that one? That house might have a zucchini bar in it if I'm very lucky, or a potato, or a chicken house. Chicken house might work. So if there's a chicken house, we can search a chicken house for a 50% chance of getting a egg out of it to eat, and a 100% chance of getting an angry cockerel that wants to kill me. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Might get a gingerbread man as well. Chance of it. Another water bottle. Can't carry it at the moment. I don't need to. 30 slots now in a rucksack. We'll take that. We nerf storage, as you might have guessed. Try and make it a bit more realistic. So ultra wide, does that mean you have a higher FOV? I probably slightly, but I'm used to it now. So I don't probably see it as being higher. Not leaving anything behind that I need, no. But I'm not having ultra wide this next time. Oh, there we go. At last. I'm about to die and I find a gun. That's DayZ. Carry mail on my way down. I'm not smart enough to know how that directly applies to game resolution, etc. So I'm running at 1440p, so 2100, half a 4K. I'm running at 2K. I've set my draw distance to maximum, and my field of view, I could set it bigger than it is, but I choose not to. I like the level it is. It's going to be weird on Saturday when I go to the 4K screen because that's not curved. It's a flat panel. Now, I don't want to go in here because it's full of bloody zombies and I do not have any bandages. What I need to do is scout around the outside of this. Hope that we can find a piece of rope. Or an animal to shoot. The other thing we've done on this server is we've upped the grass levels and foliage. So I've made the ferns higher, things like that. With the idea being that if you do see a player, you should be able to do that. And you should be harder to see. I realise people play it with settings turned right down. They don't tend to stay on my server though because they don't like the fact there's no food. And Ryan, you are smart enough, mate. Don't put yourself down. And the other thing I've done on this server, which I forgot myself completely, is I've made barbed wire work again. Gas coming in. So now if you stand next to barbed wire, you get cut. Or if you climb on it. We're using rearmed base building mod, so you don't need any nails to build your base, but you need nails to keep your base alive. So every panel and every upgrade per panel, we have 3 tiers and raiding, that you put into your base costs 1 nail per 24 hours to keep your base from despawning. And we allow 5 code locks. What size monitor did you have before going to ultra wide? 27. But I'm a bit worried 32 would be too big. It won't be. What I'm running now is a 32 inch. And I've got a 20. What I'm reading your chat on is 24. Though on Saturday that's getting not binned. It's going into my pile of for the future build. So I've got a 27 that I run OBS on and DayZ launcher. My main, which is 32. Is it 32 or 34? One of the two. 34? Yeah, 34 sounds right. And then the baby that has live chat and Discord. And then on Saturday, the baby will become my screen will become a vertical with a lot of stuff on, and then my other reasonable quality screen will become the other side panel. It'll take some getting used to because it's a bigger screen, but when you increase your FOV and get used to a slightly increased, you can see so much more, and your machine will run. I'm sorry, I'm one of the people who do those settings. Of course I'll forgive you, mate. But I'm no different. If I look at distance, let's... I don't see any grass there. Yeah. I have my grass render at 100 meters. Yes, I ran your setup at 2K for... so that graphics card was running 2K for a couple of years. Happily. So I wouldn't worry, it'll be fine. And it will look really good at 2K. The only thing I found was DayZ at night, when the rain started, I lost FPS. Because the graphics card could not handle nighttime. I don't know if it's the same on a smaller monitor. Most of the games it was fine with. It's just DayZ's poorly optimized. Oh, card is amazing. It's a really good card. I'm halfway through a piece of rope. So one of the things we've done on here, because I wanted traders, but I wanted traders to feel real. So I've got 3 traders, but the traders aren't safe zones. I've built them myself. And we've made them... They trade in nails. I like that. So I don't think having rubles in the game, again, feels real. Actually, there's clothing in there. I have to rip that up. At the moment, we need the rope. If we can get a bit of fish, we're saved. I used to run Tarkov on it as well when I played Tarkov for a short period of time. The server's been up for 55 minutes. If this works. And that's what you should be looking for. Yeah, but 55 minutes it's been up for. Currently there's 3 of us on. I've got a player base of about 7 people that play regularly. And the only reason I took it down last time was because it crashed and kept causing problems. I couldn't work out what the bug was. It's a 30 slot server, but this is a smaller map, you can see. So 30 slots works well. I've also finished the map off, so I've put a northern wall in. I've built some more military camps that have loot spawn in them. I haven't done everything I want to do yet, but I've done enough to get it live. How many slots? 28. That's 30, but that's green. I will stay with what I've got. Yeah. Have you seen any of the Dead Zone stuff that's appearing in the videos? That's my next... Not Dead Zone, Grey Zone, sorry. That's my next go-to. I really want to play Grey Zone. Did we come from that one? Go that one. I'm lost. I'm talking to you. No, that one's okay. Go to that one. Let's hope for something to turn into rope. Tarkov is just a weird game when it comes to optimization. You know, even running on my Ryzen 9 59, it struggles. Oh, oh. We don't want that guard. Weapon cleaning patches we probably do want, but we've got no space for them. Weapon cleaning patches, right? It's like, what are they? You can make a weapon cleaning bench and repair your weapons back to be pristine once you've got your base set up and established. And we can keep bees on here, and the pots of honey you can either eat or sell to the trader. So that's like my version of drugs is beekeeping. A little bit, it looks good from the small amount I've seen. It does look amazing. I think it's gonna need a serious graphics card to run it at any quality settings, but I'm looking forward to it. Very me, and I will 100% be streaming that as my other game. It'll probably be this that I stream solo, and then that I end up streaming as part of a team. We need, what do we need? We need 2 more rags, and then we're good to go. That'll do. Piece of rope. That's better than 2 more rags. Right then, we now need to catch a fish and get it cooked in like no time at all. Right then, here we go. Game on. Will that give me a long stick as well? About to find out. Yes, it does. I'm surprised. I've done quite well. 38 minutes with no food. Oh, I found a zucchini bar, didn't I? Oh, spin off that. We don't need that. I need to get myself a worm. But the reason I built had a server, set a server up, is so I could make content on it. Because it's nice having somewhere that you've designed it how you want the server to be, and then suddenly you start to find players that want to play it, and you're like, oh, not just my vision. Right then, Mr. Fish, play the game. I give players that spawn in a fishing hook. We nerf all the clothing, as you would have noticed. Apart from one rucksack, which you can find in medical, or you can buy for 200 nails. Right, nothing here, let's move. Dual card, no. When I've got the bits, because I'm keeping my other monitors, as I upgrade, I keep everything, because then I'll move to a second PC. The new monitor allows you to have up to 3 PCs plugged into it, and you plug your keyboard and mouse into the monitor, and then you can switch between them using the PC. So the monitor allows you to switch between your settings or your different setups. So then I'll move to having a dual stream setup, and probably eventually a server at home, rather than renting a server, actually having my own. So I'd like to run obviously a couple of DayZ builds, and probably something else as well. I think rather than a dual card setup, for me, I'd be better off having a better graphics card, you know, going to a 4080. or a 4070 Super TI or TI Super, whatever it's bloody called. Oh, come on, I need fish. Server chat room, let me just check there's not anything I need to look at. No, it's okay. I have to monitor in case anyone's going, I'm stuck, I've got a problem. It is my hobby though, and I do spend a lot of time doing my hobby. And all available money that I've got that's free goes on DayZ or PC. Right, and we need fish like yesterday. I could have a worm on this one, I do. Right, come on, streaming loot, give me a fish. Yeah. Oh, come on, give me a fish. Yes. Right then, Operation Cooking. Let's hope there's a fireplace in here ready to go. That'll make life easier. No, it's a church. That doesn't make life easier. Okay, where's my nearest build a fire in safety? It's going to be here, isn't it? Whether I like it or not. Ooh, ooh, ooh. An upgrade for rucksack once we've learned to survive. Right, that on the floor. I need a firewood. That'll do. Nor did I until I started researching this new screen and suddenly worked out that the screen has a USB hub built into space of it, so it's going to make a massive difference. Right, and we need to build the fire back here somewhere. Actually, let's be sensible. Let's throw that one out that way. Let's grab that one. Let's combine those, make a fireplace. Then I just need a small stick and some bark, and we're good to go. Okay, so get some bark. I am wary that we don't have a lot of time left before I'm dead. Let me just get this fire going, mate, and then I'll answer. I'll read what you said. Yeah, I need a stick. Ah, there we go. That'll do. Like your card is good enough for me, but I want to upgrade the CPU motherboard. I might get newer parts back up and buy a second 3060 Ti. I don't think you can run dual cards like you used to be able to. So I think that might not be the best option. You used to be able to dual them, put them together, get them working, talking to each other, and working together. But they sort of stopped that with the end of the 20 series, I believe. Apart from some of the business cards that are no good for gaming on. But I might be wrong. There we are. I want a hand drill kit. So you'd be better off, rather than getting a second card, you'd be better off maybe getting a higher tier 30 or a low tier 40. But you're probably better off with your 3060 Ti, in all honesty, and upping the motherboard. When you get a better CPU in it, you're gonna get that improvement you're looking for. Yeah. Done with that. Come on, game. We don't have long. I know my hands are going to be bloody, but we've got rags ready to go. So, hand wrappings. Do. Sharpen. And when the 50 series comes out the end of this year, the 3070s and 3080s are going to drop dramatically in price. To be honest. Because they'll be clearing all they can to clear the stock. But I would concentrate now on motherboard and CPU over GPU. Personally. Because your TI is a good little card still. Yeah, CPU motherboard first. Would a PC that has no GPU be usable as a secondary streaming PC? Yes, as long as it has the built-in GPU in the graphics chip. You don't need heavy lifting, because all it's doing is it's taking the strain off your main gaming PC, basically. And yeah, it will do some heavy lifting, but nowhere near what your main PC is. Not ideal, but it will do the job. If you get a nice little, say, Ryzen that's got a built-in GPU, it would do the job. Or a low-tier graphics card in the secondary machine. It's not a game-playing card. That one there. Once extra mother to and everything for the PSU. The second PC. Yeah. And then you're well on the way, aren't you? Put that on my back. That, because this server has very dark nights. My water bottle, and then we just grab everything else. Take the scope, you never know. Right, let's... simple fishing rod needs to be on my back. Jump and stick can be binned off. Bit of food in my hand. Let's move. Did pick up everything, didn't I? Know what I'm like? Yeah. Ah, food. So yeah, so the way I build the servers is you really need to eat in the first 30-40 minutes or it's game over. And I don't have bodies stay around long enough that if you die, unless you die right near spawn, that you've got any real chance of finding yourself. And I've set new spawns up, so people that are used to the map won't be used to my spawns. You need to find a map for the map to work. But the traders are going, and you can buy a map from the trader for nails. We do everything that you need to be able to build a base and survive. You can find in the world, but it's easier if you want to do a trader run. But traders aren't safe zones. Don't need gas masks yet. What I need now is antiseptic, because we need to build bandages for a town that's got a hospital. I'm going to carry on pushing down. If I can buy a bandage from that trader. On here, I can't remember what I set. It's vanilla. I didn't change it. It's only bodies that I have spawning quickly. Despawning quickly. So if you get killed, you've got enough time. You've got 15 minutes if you kill someone to loot them. But vanilla for bodies is an hour, and I think it makes it a little bit. Oh look, I've been killed. I know the map. I'll run back and pick up my gear and carry on. Where I want it to be a bit more oh, I've been killed, I'm not going to make it back, let's have a new adventure. Stashes last for 14 days. It's really the only problem on this server, not problem, the only thing that's different is the base building, because base building works on nails to keep your base alive. You basically build a computer which works as your flag, so you don't have a big flag. To build anything doesn't cost nails, but every item that you put into your base will cost 1 nail per 24 hours to keep your base from despawning. And the same with all the loot, the same with all your boxes. So if you have a sea chest in there full of loot and you haven't paid your fees to keep the base alive, then unfortunately, when the base runs out of nails in the computer, it will despawn on the next restart. But you can load 1,500 nails onto the computer. Oh, that sounds like Ellie. See if we can get ourselves something nice. Not that I put anything nice into event spawns, but you never know. Also, because we nerf all the storage and clothing, we do have a really nice backpack that gives you 120 slots but ruins more easily, and it's in multicolours until you get into high tier areas, so they're like pink and yellow. But you can get a better quality. You can get green and black ones either in tier 5 and underground or unique areas. How long is night? Is it a dark night? Yep, dark night. Yeah, it's dark night, but we have, so how it's set is it's restarts on the server are every 6 hours. Which one's that? That's normal trader. I don't want to go back to normal trader. That's trader south. That's where we're going. So restarts are every 6 hours. You get approximately 5 hours of light and 1 hour of dark. But we are running in the summer. The server does that bit where it remembers the day it logged off and then carries on the next day. So today's the 1st of July. When we have a server restart, it will become the 2nd of July. So eventually, the server, every day it will go up every 24 hours in game, the server will advance 4 days. So it will become darker as the year goes on. But I would hope players would find themselves MVGs. Or, when it's dark, we do have players that will log out when it's dark. And I run it dark because I like a more survival build. A little bit. We also don't have armbands or any team up things. I mean, it's run as a solo server, but if people want to work together, that's not a problem. But we don't give people armbands, so if you want to run together, it's communication only. It's not about discouraging teams, it's about giving solo players a chance to play something that gives them a chance. Ooh. Morphine. I'll have that and that. Have you seen today, someone, it's not today, it's been out a few days, someone's made a PlayStation server that has snow on it. I was watching a stream earlier where I was quite impressed. It's not me. Oh. Am I alright? I think I'm alright. Where are we? South Trader. Get back on track. Let's forget what we're doing, and we got a bandage, so we should be happy. So, because I've nerfed food in the game, I've taken food out, a lot of food, I've upped the amount of animals that can spawn. And we give people, as I said, a fishing hook when they start off. You can rip up rags with your hands, because we give people only a basic knife. You get a basic rucksack. No. Yeah, so so they're all little mods I put in to try and make it a bit more realistic. Is that fair to say? I like my servers to feel a bit more real. I still want zombies, because otherwise it's just armor. But I want it to feel a bit more things you can do in the real world. So, you know, that to me makes sense. Beekeeping, I thought was a brilliant idea. Just, it's the end of the world. Keeping bees and producing honey would fit into that in my head. We also obviously have sleep mod on here because it just causes a problem for players. We have 3 tiers of base building and explosives to go raiding with. But raiding's not easy. Don't need the radio. So if you wanted to run with friends, having a radio and setting it to a channel would be an option of comms if you didn't have Discord. Oh, a stack of Kelly. I know where I am. I'm not that far from trader. I can't remember if this trader will buy this weapon. So I've set the traders that will buy high tier weapons for like 99 upwards, from 75 up to 99 nails, which is quite nice. But then do you keep the weapon you've got, or do you sell it because you need the nails more? But if we get down to the trader, which I'm only not that far away, then you'll see my first little custom build I did. And because all my traders are black market, they're not exactly safe zones. They all have wells. They all have loot you can grab out of buildings, because I have loot spawning in them. So you've got a chance of getting stuff out of them. Oh, that'll do. But jungle boots, I don't get storage in them. Why am I carrying that? Don't need that seed pack. Don't need that. Don't need the officer's cap. Modded high tier rifles? No, it's vanilla. It's 100% vanilla. But the weapons are named correctly. That we will take. All the cars were driven off 10 years ago. Apart from on this map, there is an event car that can spawn in. Also, there's event boats that will spawn in that often have MVGs on them. So the highest tier weapons, the M14, or the LAR, or here the FN FAL. Same thing. Staying clear of Zeds at the moment for obvious reasons. We only have 1 bandage, and I need to find somewhere to call home. But I really need a secondary weapon so I can sell 2 weapons and buy a good rucksack. I need a box of ammo as well, so I need a piece of paper. Because then we can make a blueprint, start building. but we need a bigger rucksack because you need to be able to put logs inside your rucksack to be able to build. Oh, here we fucking go. Where are we? We are there. And we need to get to the trader down there. So our next logical bit would be about down here somewhere. So let's head in that direction. Come on, where are you? So no, I don't put any extra weapons in. I think vanilla weapons and vanilla armor is the fair way of doing it. You know me, I play servers that have mods all over them and bloody cars and helicopters and all that sort of stuff. But I also, if I'm going to play solo, I like it to be a more of a fair competition rather than a whoever manages to get the one tapper owns the server. And if you try and make a flag on here, it actually makes a computer, which is what you use for your flag on your base. You've got 36-meter radius of your computer that will preserve stuff, along with it's got nails inside it. It said 3 tiers. You've got multiple building parts. If we find a piece of paper, I'll show you what you can build. If you've played Rust, it will look very similar to Rust. It's a Rust building mod, basically. Comes with its own code locks and own explosives. It's nice. And then I have a secondary mod running with it that means that items are... Well, the items we use as storage will despawn at the same time as a base. We have plate. I take those pouches. My aim is to make our way down to the trader. Hope there's a weapon in there that I can sell. And then make our way out from there to try and find somewhere to live. And I don't know where I need to build in the woods somewhere or off the beaten track. So we're not allowing people on here to build in houses. They have to build independent properties. And you can raid from any direction. So, but it's not easy raiding. So the baby breaching charge takes about 3 of them to get through a wooden panel, 5 of them to get through metal, that's sort of 6 of them to get through concrete. So raiding isn't easy, it's more end game. But equally upgrading your base is end game. We only allow within the rules 5 code locks, and you can use that either on doors. Yeah, that's what my feeling on it is, Ryan. Vanilla weapons and armor is balanced because that's what it works for something like this. And also by not having modded weapons, some of the less savoury characters in the DayZ world stay on the server very long. There's no food for them, there's no helis, there's no one-tappers. They don't want to stay here. So I don't have to spend so much time dealing with banning people. And the players that I've got playing the server know. Okay, I think I've met some of your little bastards you left behind to surprise us. Scared the shit out of me. That's what somebody just put in my chat in Discord. Probably connected to the chickens. Yeah. So you can search chicken houses for food. As I said, 100% chance of an angry cockerel will attack you. barbed wire is my favourite. The fact that we have working barbed wire is massive. Okay, going the right way. Give me a... Oh! There we go. Now, what do we do? Do we get rid of the fishing rod? Yes, we do. We stick the Remington on our back. We stick that one away. We strip off the fishing rod, the hook, and the rope. Tell us some admin gossip about past bans you've given no names. You seem too nice to ban anyone. I've never had to. I monitor people though, so when I have a player come on here that might be that I don't know, I will look at their stuff and decide whether I'm going to keep them or not. Last wipe we had a player that had a ban 12 months previous, but it'd been run out for 12 months. So I put them onto a watch list and I monitored them in game for 3 or 4 days. And what I would do is I'd go invisible and watch them when they were playing, and they weren't doing anything to jeopardize their gaming, so they came off the watch list and I just let them game. I will ban people if they're cheating, and if they're glitch cheating, I reserve the right to add them to a ban list. If they're doing anything that goes against... Oh, there we go. We wanted that, just so I could show off the blueprint to you. Right, let's... I'm going to get shot now. I'm going to show you this. But let's show you this, because this is building a whole new way. So when you want to build, put your piece of rope paper in your hand and turn it into a blueprint. Put that there. There. Then you hold down the left-hand mouse button and move the mouse around to the item you'd like to build the... So you want a foundation. You need one log to build any of these parts. But you do that, and then it will be white when you've got the log, and then you just move the mouse up and down, or the wheel to circle it, and then just left click, and it will put that down. And then you build it with normally planks. Yeah, and that's how I see it, is if a player has learnt what they did wrong in the past and they want to play the game, why would you want to stop them? I think by having a server with a lack of food, as I was saying, and no good weapons, oh, that looks like something worth visiting. Isn't it? Different way of base building. It just means that, as I said, the idiots don't stay. Normally people join. We get 2 types of player. We get people join, and after 30 minutes they've joined the Discord and they're saying, I love how difficult or different this is and the feel you've built, and then they stay forever. The other type is they join, at 28 minutes they die of a lack of food and we never see them again. So my airdrops obviously spawn lots of zombies, but there's no weapons on them. But there's MVGs, there's nails, there's base building supplies, there's first aid kit, there's a chance of food. There's all the things that you want, and lots of zombies to deal with. But weapons and ammo you need to find in the world. So we're up 2 rifles. We could do with a 3rd. And I've also split what my traders buy and sell. So for players that want to use traders, they'll probably need to use all 3 of them. So we need water now. Let's do some water. No, just the amount spawning. Yeah, it's still vanilla. If you go up in the mountains on this map, then you'll use up more because it's colder up there. But it is still vanilla. I think vanilla's nicely balanced. I don't need to do a lot, just little tweaks. I mean, I do tweak the bears, just so you're aware if you do play it. My bears see further and run towards gunshots. Because, hey, I like the bears to be a little bit more aggressive. And as we head towards winter, or get towards later in the year, it comes out sort of mid to late August, you might find more bears are spawning. Might just happen. Yeah, just the amount spawning. I've just really ripped the arse out of. There's nothing that people want spawning. They're not going to go into the water, are they? Can't carry that with us. We'll take that and that though. And we'll leave them to it. Can of Coke. So there you go. Occasionally you might get a can of drink or a bar of chocolate, some unknown food can, a can of tack back, maybe some rice. It's not very often. You mostly have to live off the land. But you can grow vegetables, you can fish, you can keep bees to make honey. You obviously go hunting. You can hit airdrops to get pack back. This week, for 5 nails each, you can buy unknown food cans from the trader. And everyone knows this week that I put it in the announcement on the Discord. But in the future, at some point during the week, I'll switch what each of the 3 traders has on special and not tell anyone. They'll all be useful items, and they will be cheap, and they'll be there for a few days, and then they'll get switched again. It's to try to make players go to traders, because then they go into PvP conflict. I love this map. For a small server, it works really well. Probably 2k away from my one of the 3 traders I built. Don't really want to fight Zeds unless we have to at the moment. We do need a axe and store. That's what we need in the build. But see, alcoholic tincture we need because we don't have an infinite source of bandages. It's all about choices because I nerf the inventory. And like it is for everybody all the time, but more so on here. Because you've got less choices to work with. We have a smoker. Once you've got your base built, you can put a smoker in and you can smoke like 30, 40 pieces of meat at the same time. We've got doorbells, we've got alarm clocks, not alarm clocks, we've got grandfather clocks you can put up in your base that's set to server time so you can see what time it is all the time. Or you can just press pause break, hit player stats and it will tell you it's 12:31 on the server, what weapon you've got, how many people you've killed, how many zombies you've killed, and what your longest range shot was on this life. But if you die, that resets. And I've got some basic rules in there. There's 13 different airdrops that are dropping randomly all over the map. Randomly, as in I've chose 13 locations. But it picks which one it's going to drop next randomly. And as long as you've got a map, it will always give you an indication of where it is. So there's one dropping there at the moment. My 3 traders, South Trader where we're going, the main trader which I started off with here, North Trader which I built up here, and I've also built terrain covering that bit of the map and some new military camps in it, and I've blocked off the map up here and down to here so it doesn't feel so fake. Just you get to the end of the world and you don't suddenly see the world stop. There's a big cliff face there that you can't get past, because that also stops players then hiding stashes outside the map. Have as many stashes as you like. We only allow players one base. If they want to move base, they can move their computer and build elsewhere. So in a castle, you might find some peanuts or some rice. These shops, you might find a little bit of food, but you'll be lucky to get it. Whereas we all know in normal DayZ, these are the go-to for emergency food. And I've been reasonably kind this wipe. I've not downgraded the weapons. That will take, because it's more storage. 3 more slots on here is massive. Now, here we will go. Because, hey, we might get another weapon. And in case players decide to try and build a normal flag pole, I've taken all flags out of the game. That we do need. That, massively, we need. And now the fun starts. That we don't need. That we don't massively need. We certainly don't need that. There we go. Rifles rarely spawn on top of them. Yeah, it's... So, what I've done is I've set on here the rifle spawns down to like 1 or 2 on the map at a time. But then to offset that, every time we have a server restart, I've made it so it replaces... If there's a loot space on the map that's empty, on every restart it fills it. Might not fill it with what you want, but it will fill them. So every time there's a restart, all the loot will refill, which isn't a standard. It's standardly set at like 60%, something like that. So we've set it to 100%. Because it felt like the right thing to do. I want to encourage players to play. We have things like sewing machines on here that you need to find cotton and needles for to repair your clothing in your base. So you can have a normal sewing kit, or you can have a proper sewing machine in your base, and it's a Singer sewing machine. There's gramophone records and gramophones and beds. And if you make the bed, you can put the teddy bears inside it if you really want to. Because I don't, as much as I won't have that, I don't have a problem with players having that. I love these ruined cities. But we need to get away from the Zeds. I've upped the crossbow spawns a little bit because it's the end of the world. I just like that survival feel to a build. And not going too far, because some maps, some of the hardcore survival builds I find are soul destroying for me. So I try to fit that happy medium as something that will stream well. And I can make content on. It's not always about streaming for me, it's about having something that I can record episodes on. And others can as well. Just a heads up, the Battle Matrix link in the description is for... It will be, that was the last one I had. Thank you, I need to get that changed over. Thank you. The bit that, if you want to search for it, is that one. On the screen. Once I've killed this zombie, I'll check it's there. Yeah, I need to change my description. I haven't changed the description at the moment. There we are. So if you search for solo survival, PvP raiding, airdrops, etc. bit, that'll find ours. But I will change the description, thank you. Because I wouldn't have remembered. I was going to change it when... Where are we? South Trader South way. When I put the new monitor in, because I wanted to update all my settings. Because my picture that showed 1440p will need to become 4K. Or I need to have two of them, one that's 1440p and one that's 4K. Fucking teddy bears, I hate them. But a lot. Oh, the coffee mug there. Yeah, coffee mug. Yep. Not long ago, Johnson had a server that was called 1/5 loot. I think that's about the only adjustment. It's actually a good balance of semi-hardcore. Yeah. So I take off a lot of the loot. Here I left a little bit more in due to the fact that the base building mod that we put in has... It needs certain items. And my player base like this occasional battle. But a feeling of building a base, and they like this feeling it's the end of the world and they get to build a base and live off the land. Tends to be what they like. Whereas I quite like the survival aspects of it, the fact that I can tweak it. I also really enjoy editing the map, which I'll show you my little castle edit when we get down there. We'll come back to military, because I don't have the storage. We need to go and see if we can sell one of these rifles. I need the nails more. We're not that far away now. But yeah, I'll change the description, so thank you for telling me that. Massively appreciated. I'm shit at remembering stuff like that. It's like on a list of things I need to do. And it just got further and further down the list. Take the M16 mag. And we'll probably exchange our boots, because they are also pristine, but pristine's better than the other one. Yeah, it's not, obviously it's someone's mod, but his mod is amazing. He did the chicken houses, he does the storage mod we're using, and what else is we using? I think that's it, actually. The chicken houses and the storage mod. Oh, and no, that is it. Chicken houses and storage mod. But the storage mod's amazing. The textures are out this world, which adds to the game. We all know that. So this used to be, on the vanilla map, this is a gap in the mountains that leads to nowhere. So I filled the gap up and built a trader in there. Because I wanted something different. And it seemed like a good place to put a trader. So on the map, so you know, over this side, you've got an Arctic region that you can get into. Goes up to about here somewhere. The whole, with things like polar bears to deal with. And there's, if you've never played the map before, there's massive underground areas. Some of them are full of gas, some of them aren't. And they're high tier underground bases. I nerf the weapons, I don't nerf the ammo. So you still find massive amounts of ammo, just less weapons. Because that way players end up carrying massive rucksacks of ammo and nothing to shoot. And then when they do find a weapon, they have to choose what they're going to throw away. And it's often ammo they're having to throw away. So this is one of my traders. We get there. I think we need to be sensible. Before we go in, we need to make sure, if we can see anyone. No. So the rules say it's a solo server. You are allowed to team up and play with whoever you want, but there are no armbands and there's no group system. So if you want to run with other people, I don't have a problem with you doing it. It doesn't mean you get more code locks for your base. It just means that you have to find creative ways of knowing who your friends are when you're running around. Maybe you wear the same coloured hat, or you... Yeah. It basically, think Xbox before they brought armbands in. What I don't want is like a 20 team, 30 slot server, and if you've got 7, 8, maybe 10 people that play on a regular basis solo, and then suddenly a team of 5 comes in that play together all the time and dominate the server because they can see each other on the map, and I didn't want that. I just wanted to make it a bit harder. So I sometimes run, I wouldn't say we team up, we probably do stuff together. A friend of mine that's quite new to DayZ, when he's playing, he'll live near me somewhere and we'll help each other out. But we have an understanding that if it goes wrong and we shoot each other, that's life. So this is one of my builds. This is my trader in the rocks and nicely exposed. Yeah, there you go. And that wouldn't be a problem. And come on, enjoy it. We've also got, so I know that you keep different hours than the rest of us. And I mean that nice as I can. I have a US player that plays this. 2 US players that play this on a regular basis. And a Canadian. That like my builds. Obviously, this is a trader that's not a safe zone. We have a well in here. The trader is here. Anything to sell? No. Base building? No. Weapons. They'll buy off me the Remington. Thank you. 99 nails is massive. There's my nails. Good. Get out of it. Do a little search, first of all. Quick look over there. Can't get on the roof of that one. But hear zombies triggered somewhere. Yeah, I've stopped that happening going up there. Yeah. Have a way of exiting this one that's different, if it works. I've never tried it with a full rucksack before. I try and build exits into all of my areas, so you can, at a push, jump across that gap. I just probably wouldn't try it unless I was under fire. Thank you. So I've got 3 of them similar. One's in the middle of the map, one's in the far north, and one's down here. Now we're going to make our way down that way towards where I might be living. Because it's so far from spawn, you've got a reasonable chance of survival. But for something a little bit different, it's not a bad map. It all becomes about food and water and nails, so. And everywhere that you want to go, everywhere high tier on the map, you have to be in NBC suits. No, you can't spawn in your base. But you can mark it on the map where your base is. So we don't have base spawns. I want players to make choices. Do I get involved in a firefight, knowing that I might spawn? The map's not massive. The map is the same size as the mouse. If the mouse didn't have all the sea within a few square miles of it. But I want players to make choices. It has to be a risk. Also, that can of Coke I've got will... So I've got my sleep monitor on the bottom right-hand side of my screen. So when that gets to 0, if you've never played a server that you need to sleep on, you'll need to press full stop, poses, and lie down. And then if you lie next to a fire, under a roof, inside your base, you'll get a better night's sleep. And it's night time, you'll get a better night's sleep. and you close the dry. But if you find a syringe, you can find a syringe that will give you everything back to 100%, or drink cans of drink. Will do the same thing. So you keep your can of Coke for emergencies if you're going to an area that might be a problem. But the map itself, you can make it... Say you were coming down here, and you were going to go direct. You'll spawn in that sort of circle there in places. And you can swim across to these islands, and you can swim across to the mainland here in about an hour. And you can get across here tactically in about half an hour. You know, it's not massive. You know, to get from the middle of the map down to the bottom of the map, what's it taking me in Bimbling? An hour and a half? Yeah, that's the thing. It's not a massive map. It's the mouse, really. It's that sort of size. But lots of hidden areas. There's caves and things that you can build in if you wish to. Just won't let you build in existing structures. So no building in castles and no building in houses or factories, that sort of stuff. So you have to physically build a base outside. Build over water if you wish to. I ask that all bases are realistic. So if you build off a cliff and you're in the air, build what looks like a counterweight behind. So if it was real, it would balance. Just because we want things to look right. If you want to build a vertical tower that's 36 meters high, or double that if you put your moved your computer to the middle. What's that? 30, 60, 72 meters high. Do it if you wish to. And force people to raid upwards. Don't have a problem with it. But in all honesty, your best chance of survival is probably a 2x2 in the woods that's updated to tier 3 concrete. And then Jurassic Park, you got massive walls that you can put in that don't clip in, so they're like Jurassic Park walls and gates. Put that round the outside with one code lock on. Then build 4 code locks as an airlock going back into your base, or maybe 3. Leave 1 code lock to put on your safe, and then between your base and the outer wall you can then grow vegetables and keep bees. Also, by having bees around the outside of your base, you have to be wearing either an NBC suit or bee suit, otherwise you'll get stung. So it probably makes sense to use bees as a natural defense to your base. And if you think about channeling people into hives of bees, that might help you survive. Yeah. And I don't put in a lot of cans of drink, but just occasionally you'll find one. And then it's, shall I keep it for emergencies or shall I use it? I haven't yet, but I might make the coffee. You can find the coffee mug. You can actually make for your base a coffee grinder. And I might make the coffee that comes out of that be something that keeps you awake. I haven't decided yet whether it will be too OP. To have lots of people running around with mugs of coffee. Like the bed you can make. Potentially, I'll add that to the... If you sleep in that bed, you'll get a boost. But I want... You can make sleeping bags. I didn't want to have it on sleeping bags themselves, because players will just put a sleeping bag under a bush and stick a computer next to it and call that their base. Where I want it to feel a bit more like a base. No, it's on GTX. I've got a year hosting on GTX. So, because I've got the basic map, that's where the next drop is happening. I wouldn't want to go there, though. I know what's in that sea marsh. I wrote the server. Wouldn't want to go there with the ammo I don't have at the moment. And the descriptions I've given for things is based on if you don't have a map with you, you don't spawn in with a map, then if you've got like the Eyes of Eve up, you could still just about work out where it's likely to be. And it will give you 30 minutes notice that it's going there. And then when you, after the 30 minutes, it takes 30 minutes, you get there, it gives you then 15 minutes notice that it's landing, a minute's notice it lands, and then it despawns after about 15 minutes. So you've got a lot of time to get there and get the gear and get out. But there's more gear that will spawn than you can carry. So again, you have to make a choice. What am I leaving behind? And I spawn in a lot of zombies with them. It's all gear that you need for survival, base building, NBC, that sort of stuff. The trader does sell yellow NBC stuff, but the the grey NBC clothing you can only get from other places. But we're going to need food again, aren't we? And water. Yeah. No, I don't really want to use that yet. This mod doesn't have a thermal flask with it, so I'd have to add another mod to get the thermal flask. If that, oh, does it? No, it has a thermal cup. It has a thermal cup, so you can get a thermal cup somewhere in the world. They'll come in on spawns, so that would work that way. But certainly, I've got to look at stuff like that. I haven't had a chance really to test that because I've been building the server, and that'll. When I get feedback, I have suggestions on my Discord, and if people go in there and go, look, I've got the base, I've got the coffee, it's not having any reaction, I'll get people to vote on it, and we'll work out if we can do something. What I try not to do is add extra mods, though. I try and use the mods we've got to enhance a server, rather than add more to it all the time. And I like the idea of being able to run a server now it's running, and unless it crashes or BI comes up with an update or there's a mod update, I don't have to take the server offline. It stays on. At the moment I'm working on an 8-week wipe cycle, but that's subject to change. Probably not less. 8 weeks feels about right to me. Gives people a chance to build a base, raid a few people, get to end game, because not everyone can play every day. Now, if we push to the left, we'll go into a wolf territory, and we might trigger them here. We have to be careful, because I really do not have the ammo to fight them. What's this? Oh, maybe I do. 76239, isn't it? Mate, we massively appreciate it if you do give the server a go. If you don't, and it's not you, I get it. I don't mind, but always appreciate anyone that gives a server a go. It's just a different challenge. Right. My players hate it to start with, that they get so much little storage space. But it makes playing normal DayZ so much easier when you learn to live with a lot less storage. So our aim is to push up here, because I've got a new stuff that I built here and here. I just want to see how well it works, not in the testing bench. So we'll take our RV, wherever it ended up to. Stick one, oh, actually on that road, we'll turn off on that road, it'll be fine. But we do need to eat. I don't really want to drink the can of drink unless I have to. But I'm hoping we'll get another can of drink off that heli. What I should have done is when I got the nails, I should have bought a tin of unknown food. And all the storage stuff people want to build, you can find the storage stuff on helis and things like that, but all the storage stuff people might want to build for their base takes nails and planks. But then it's a choice of, do I have a wardrobe and a gun locker, or do I keep my base alive? To deal with. It's not like we have much storage, but we can get a saw. We can certainly get down the beginning of a base. Sold it to you. Good. I'm glad, actually. I'm glad. Something different. I like an adventure map sometimes, but I like adventure maps to be still PvP, or have a player base where you might end up killing each other. Come on, zombie. You don't want. Weapon parts not interested. There, 3-man military locker kit. That we are interested. That's even more interesting. And in green with me. Okay, let's get out of it. AK-101 with a little bit of ammo is nice. Do need to think about food. Where's the nearest well? Up at the farm. So we push out to the farm. So we push. There's a well. Yeah. There's also a cannabis farm. There's cannabis growing in the greenhouses. But my thoughts are, I'll probably, because that's a tier 4 island, I'll live in this forestry block or this one, somewhere here. That's my feelings. Let's see what message from Mr. Lego. It's good, isn't it? It's just that little tweaks to how your weapons sound. I like what they're doing with DayZ. Don't get me wrong, it's not perfect. No game is. But they're working on it. You know? Armour, they're always going to put more man hours in because they can always make more money on it. And it's really where they come from. This is the afterthought. But it's still, yeah, it's good. You go along to the roundabout and then up. And then when the river, we need to fish again. Probably look at... Oh, I also have zombies spawning at a greater distance. Just to stop people thinking that that's... So, obviously, normally you'd look at that and you'd go, oh, there's zombies down there, that must be a player. Doesn't mean anything on my servers. I had the zombies spawning a long way away from you. On purpose. Mountain backpack, what size is it? 54. That is a given then. Don't really have a choice on that one. We need that. Especially because we'll be building, and that allows us to put logs inside. And we'll go to that balaclava because it's a bit more tactical. Put the 357. We've got a head torch. Batteries we're low on. We've not had batteries for a long time. You said your personal view distance is set to max. Did you set it to 5,000 or just maximum player render? I set it to 7,500, so it will automatically go to the maximum the server will allow. Basically. Trader should be up there. Yeah. Yeah, so 7,500, and that way, whatever the server max is what you'll get. It's a bit of a false economy. So people believe that you'll get 5,000 or 7,500. You'll get whatever the server's been set to allow. But that's more than what you get out of vanilla. So I just set mine to 7,500 because no server can go to 7,500. And then whatever the server settings are is what you get. On here I've left this as a vanilla. We don't have one-tap weapons. We don't have... No. Players should be engaging at vanilla ranges. And I don't want it to be to sit in a castle and shoot somebody the other side of the map. We're going to go off that way, but we need to fish and bring. We got any wells in here? No. It's military camps. We need a little bit careful around there. No, that's military actually. Okay, so let's push. Cut up insects. Oh, saved. Packet of crisps. Let's save. I think probably on a low spec machine you would be. I think probably on my machine, arguably it probably doesn't make any difference. Well, there we go. I'm back in the house to eat the food. And then we'll sort out our problem. So occasionally a can of beans. Eat those crisps as well while we're at it. Or did we throw them away like a moment of silliness? Probably threw them away in a moment of silliness. Okay. Let's see what we got. We've got ammo now, aren't we, after all that? Okay, that's life. Anything on here that's worth having? Water bottle. Take some shotgun. Take care of that Z. Don't really want to use the ammo at the moment. We're getting too much food. This needs nerfing. That's a little tweak I need to do. We shouldn't have that much food coming in. But I can tweak that without having to shut the server. And it just applies on the next restart. So it's easy. Do I play with the frame counter? No. I used to, and I used to worry about it. I don't now. As long as I'm getting over 60 FPS on my stream, because that's the maximum my stream will do, the maximum YouTube will allow me to stream at, I'm happy. My current screen will do 144 Hertz, and DayZ in native on the right server I can get 240 FPS with my graphics card. I used to count it all the time and I used to really worry, but I think it became an obsession to try and get more and more frames, where actually now I don't have it there anymore. I don't worry about it. I check in OBS, you know, OBS is not dropping any frames. I'm still holding FPS at 60. I'm still streaming with 35,000 up. I'm sort of happy with that. What lets me down now is GPU. Because it's a 3080. My CPU is still fine. CPU is still fine. Everyone out there is saying only upgrade my CPU if I really have to. But going to 4K means that my 3080 will do it, but I'll have to make some compromises. You know, DayZ will stream at 4K with a 3080. I'll get between 60 and 80 FPS. But a lot of what I do, as long as I can, and because I don't run this in ultra, I'm going to get I'm going to be alright. It's going to look like, it's going to run as well as this, I think, just with better graphics. Well, slightly clearer graphics, maybe, is a better way of putting it. And not that I would use it, the monitor's also got enhancements, we'll call them. It does strange things like you can turn on a mode that when you play a game that when it becomes nighttime, it automatically puts on like a fake MVG. So the whole monitor, without you having to change the settings, does it for you and changes it into, it enhances the night to make it feel more like day. And you know, like you can have monitors that have a crosshair on them, help your aiming. If you have that enabled, the AI built into the monitor chip will change the colour of it so you can always see it on whatever background you're looking at. It's just not me. Right, we're going to be making our way along here, the well. Then drink and fill up a water bottle. Then we'll go and see if we can get a better magazine. And we'll go and look for a saw and a code lock. Because then we can start to build the base. But we can start to build the base without the code lock. And once I get a computer built and make it mine, that's what matters. But people will steal the nails if they find it. I would. Yeah, for a long time I chased frames. Now, you guys can only watch at 60 FPS. That's all that matters. Right, now my main monitor is only 75 Hz, so I've never stressed very high frames. But I get 150 in DayZ, so if I want to get a monitor that's see those frames, yeah. Yeah. And I'm going to lose frames going to 4K. I know I am. But I also know that next year, when the 50 series cards comes out, I'll probably get a 40 series, realistically. I normally upgrade about a year behind. Or a season behind. Miss what I needed to miss, I think so. Going there. Then I'll get, if I go to a 4080, I'll get 140 FPS at 4K. So it is a little bit of investing for the future, but also the monitor that I'm getting will switch with just one button into 1440p. So should I not be able to get Grey Zone into 4K, then I could play that at 1440p. But I know I can record at 4K, because that's different. Recording, it will do it. And the reason I'm doing it is pure and simply, I put up a Grey Zone video on YouTube, and my normal videos, I put content out, I get 20 views a day. I put a Grey Zone video up, and I had 2,000 views in 3 days. With an average of people watching the 20-minute video for about 10 minutes. And it's like, I have to move to 4K. And that was a 4K video I put up. I got hold of the raw footage and edited it down. The military camps to the left, which we need to stay clear of. Yeah. And 40 series is, yeah, I've loved my 30. My 3080 is one hell of a card. But I want to play Grey Zone at 4K. I've seen what the videos look like on 4K, and I'm like, I want that. I want an Unreal Engine 5 is such a nice game engine that looks amazing at 4K. I want to be able to play games at 4K. I want to play DayZ at 4K. I also recognise there aren't very many streamers streaming DayZ at 4K. And it's a little bit false, because your average person watches you on their mobile or tablet. On my data, most people are watching me on a mobile phone or tablet. But people click on 4K. Why I started saying 1440p in my titles, because people will click on it and watch it because it's 1440p. And then a little comment about how nice it looks. And it does, it looks amazing. Get it up to 4K, I'm going to get more viewers. And because it's now YouTube, it's all about, obviously it's about subs, but it's about getting views because Google wants to sell them advertising. A well in here, which is really nice. Then we need to go and find a saw. We need to fit it in somewhere, but... and then we'll be able to start to build the base. But I might not build the base tonight because I sort of want to do a series when I've got the monitor, when I go to 4K. This might just be a run around. Yeah. Oh, 1556. Yes. You take him out silently. So in here, oh, you want to see an angry chicken? Mr. Farmer's been up to no good. We'll drink some water and then you can see an angry chicken. Like that. Then we're going to have a look at some of my stuff that I've built. So I've built a couple of military camps and a massive wall cliff face to hide the map that I don't want to show off, that I don't want people to see. As I said, the Badlands, the bits that aren't really there. Let's go and deal with this angry chicken to start with. Any feathers today? You'll keep following me till I kill it, and we'll leave it to its home devices. We'll pop in the house and go out the back door. Right, let's go and have a look at some of my work. So this big wall, you see the cliff face, that's my building to block off the edge of the map to make things a bit more believable. And there's 2 camps I can show here. That smoke is one of mine. To attract players there. So, obviously my pet hate is being able to see the edge of the map, but my other pet hate is when you've got roads that terminate for nothing. So, the first thing I built was up here, was a little baby military installation. No zombies in it, neither on either of them at the moment. They might later on get some enhancements. It's not too difficult to add a zombie spawn to the area. So I built the cliffs coming out, covered it in rocks, made it feel like there was a bunker you couldn't get into. Put a couple of guard houses in, and it's a little set of barracks, so it feels like they were here to guard. Take the 308. Put the BMP in. So just a little barracks, little bit of nothing, but it looks more believable than a road that just terminates with nothing. And then the one I'm most proud of, because it's, don't walk next to barbed wire on my servers, is this one over here. And I'm getting better. Each time I build, I'm getting better. So I had problems making a floor for this one. So I took the castle wall and turned it on its side and used that as a floor. So it looked like stone cladding or slate floor or something. And then the helicopter, it was spawning continuously helicopter loot when it was on the floor. So I've moved it on top of a building so you can't get to it. But there's smoke telling you there's something here. You don't get any loot from the helicopter. But what you do is get loot from the buildings. And I'll probably put some... I'll probably fill this place with officer zombies. Or do something along those lines. So guardhouse, big fence around the outside to stop you getting in and out. That's sellable. Ammo. Little barracks. Cleaning kit. Bit of gear. Nothing really amazing. .556 is more use to me. Now, at the moment, oh, you can get loot up there, but at the moment, I haven't managed to get that building to spawn loot. But I will. Well in here. And then that's a castle wall on its side to cover up the rocks. But I really like that I managed to make it work. What leaf bridge is that? It's 49. Mine's 54. Stay at my 54. We'll take the hand grenade. No, I won't. Because I like multiple angles that you could fight over. It's work in progress, Ryan. I like what I've done. I need... Whoa! I don't like doing that. should have learned. I've done that enough times. But... And then I've carried on the wall up the edge of the map. I haven't done the full way yet. But again, these things can be done offline. I do these edits and I build them on DayZ editor, and then I can just stick the file on the server, and on a restart it'll kick in. So I can do this stuff without interrupting the server. And basically I've built the wall right the way up here to the edge of here to stop it being so like here's the edge of the map. Also allows players, if they want to build next to the rocks. So one way, if you build next to here, that's one side you can't be raided from. So it gives you added protection. But it's trying to get it. I'm not that creative, so it's trying to make it feel a bit real by changing the rocks and not using the same one all the time, and putting them in different heights and depths. But I'm thinking that I'll probably end up eventually living in these woods, because I've got access to trees to build with. I'm not too far from a well. You get animal spawns up here. And it's still a fair distance to go to get here. You know, 2 hours. Take about an hour if you came direct, but if you come direct, the islands that you swim to have wolves on them. So it's not the safest of routes. So I was talking earlier about the big Jurassic walls. You can build compound wall. You can build things like that, and a gate that goes with them that you can code lock. So it's massive things. Again, you need to blow through them with explosives to get inside. Oh, it's horrible seeing the edge of the map. It's awful. It's the worst thing about DayZ. For me, it breaks the game for me. And I haven't finished it. Oh, is that a Z? In the north, the map was never finished, so they built a wall along the north to stop you. But so I finished the wall off with this, and then I built this here, and I've got to decide what I'm doing with the bit that we'll get to at the end of this. Because at the end of this, you then suddenly see. Oh, yep, still got 3 players playing, so me and 2 others. So the 2 people that came on when I first went live are still on. Great. So the bit that you see at the end of this, I haven't decided how to camouflage it yet. I will. I'll work out how to do it. I just not quite there yet. I can't carry on using rocks all the time. So there's a bit that doesn't work. So so the map probably finishes here. So I need to rebuild that bit again and come a bit further in. Because otherwise you get that, and we all hate that. So that needs to be finished off. But you can't see it. When you do the edit, it all looks solid. So it's only when you run around the map that you spot the bits that aren't solid. But I'll bring that in, and I'll build something there. A point of interest. We might have a little heliport. Or a village. Look, I only learnt last weekend how to get the buildings to spawn with loot. Prior to that, I was just having buildings, which isn't so good. But now, wherever I build the building, it automatically recognises which tier it's in and puts the right loot in. So here the water's fine, but up there, as we'll get to, you've got like a little bit of island, and then it stops. So I've got to cover all these little islands up this side of the map, and that I can't work out how to do yet. I will. We're just not there yet. And it's not a terrain builder, the editor. Otherwise, I would just get rid of all these little islands and sink it into the water. But yeah, this works. And then you come out the other side. Oh, I put a massive amount of time into building it. And then this happens. Why would you do it? Why would you build to there and then not finish it? It's not like you had far to run. That's not a terrible idea. Not a terrible idea at all. There's a server-side mod that I can run that, so it's not a mod that you guys have to download, and it actually spawns in minefields where you put them on every server restart. And I could put a fence up through with some do not cross minefield and actually put mines behind it. So it isn't that bad an idea. So because we've only got a 30 slot server, I wanted to find a map that we could run for a year. We just, every time that we wipe it, doing a few enhance and updates and changes. So we'd stay on the same map that would work for 30 players. Because the map's not massive, but still, you could end up with 30 bases on here, arguably. 25 bases. There's certainly places to raid and things to do. I want to build eventually a port here, a submarine base basically, and I want a oil rig that will only be used during monthly events, where I'll spawn it in just for the event, and then we'll have, for anyone that wants to play, but players that play the server, it'll be me and the other admins will hold the oil rig. We'll have one life each, so when we get killed, we won't be allowed to respawn and run back to the oil rig. All the players on the server will storm it, and whoever gets the killers and gets the loot crate will get some sort of prize to help them survive on the server. So there'll be 3 or 4 of us holding down an oil rig. Everyone else will have a voice channel on the Discord if they want to use it, and they'll be able to coordinate their attacks against us. And we want to run that monthly on the server. But I've still got to build that oil rig. And here, I can't. No, I can't show you. That's worth visiting. We'll leave it at that. I'm wary of showing everything off on the first night. What I will do is show you the computer, how that works. Let me find 2 little sticks, because obviously you're used to bases that involve flags, and this is such a different world. So you build your flag kit the same way that you normally would. Also, the server keeps running if there's nobody on, so the airdrops are still dropping in. So it means that it stops people thinking, oh, if I log out, I can log in after a restart and get an airdrop. So if I craft now the flagpole kit, what I get is a box, which is a computer. You then authorize yourself so it becomes your territory, and you have to put nails inside it, keep it alive. Deauthorize myself, it's no longer my computer, it's no longer my flag. And that's your flag. So no massive flag stuck out your base waving to people that that's where you live. And then all you do to put your nails inside is, if I authorize it, press tab, you put your nails inside there, and that will keep 99 panels alive for 24 hours. Or one panel alive for 99 days. So much better. I think. And you don't use nails in building your base. Planks, metal, concrete, and logs, and a hammer. And if you buy or find a blue, yellow, or red hammer, that builds quicker than the normal hammer. Also, that will allow the normal hammer you can just build with. The other hammers that you can buy or find will allow you to also rotate the parts. But when you build, you only have 10 minutes from when you've built a panel to delete it if you think it's in the wrong place. After that, you've got it permanently. You can't cut them down with an axe, and if you want to get rid of them, you need to raid them yourself. And in the rules, I say that admin won't remove it. So when you build your base, you basically got 10 minutes to go, whoa, I put that in the wrong place, I'll move it. After that, it's your problem. Because there has to be some consequence. And I don't want to spend my whole day running around the map fixing people's building problems. I've got a video on my Discord that will show people how to use it, how to build with it, and also how to raid against it. You need to have a rucksack of this sort of size because you need to get a log inside, because we've changed the size of the logs so they will fit. And metal's changed so it will fit. So you can carry your metal panels inside. And again, the concrete blocks can be. But the computer's awesome. Really nice. And on Rearm themselves, on their actual server, you can, if you play on a Rearm server, they also do enhancements to the computer that gives you a bigger territory or let you build weapons out of the computer. I would potentially like them to come up with an update to give you a bigger territory, because then you could sell that at the trader. You know, you can have the update to the computer. People that want a massive base could then spend 200 nails buying something. Or 2,000 nails buying something. But because we nerf what you can carry, we have to be a little bit careful. So the reason we have beekeeping is because I couldn't decide between Bitcoin farming or drug growing. And I didn't really want either. I wanted it to have still that sort of survival feel. I know the computer doesn't, but that's by the by. That's part of the mod. That's part of the base building mod. And then I came across the keeping bees, and I was like, actually, that forces play. And then if we buy honey at the trader for 99 nails, that forces players to think, do I eat this honey, or do I use it to keep my base alive? And that's the reason we're having it. It's my survival version of Bitcoin farming. Yeah, so that was pure and simply it. I was sat there going, if we're going to have a base that needs to drink nails, we need a way of generating nails for the players. but it has to be in fitting with a goblin sense of humour. I'm not going to build today. As I said, today and tomorrow I'm just going to run around. I'll start my build on Saturday when I've got the new screen and we're doing this at a better quality. So, I won't care about this life. Oh, I don't want to go there. That's full of bloody zombies normally. Oh, it's an amazing mod. It is an amazing mod. The computer breaks things a little bit, or massively, but I don't like big flagpoles. I'm hoping in time I can learn to mod so I can build a baby flagpole. Because I would like to have or something other than a flagpole to keep your base, but you still have to do something with. I quite like the computer that has nails. It would be nice if it would say a workbench. They have to put maybe something inside that worked well enough. But if you're going to have this base building mod, which I really like, that's what comes with it. But the other mod that, when I've got time, I will force myself to learn that I want to make, because you get the 2 cows, or the 3 cows in DayZ that you get in a field, and one of them's actually a bull. I'd like to make the bull have the same characteristics as the bear. So then when you shot the cow, the bull would come for you. So you'd have to look through your scope, work out which of them had the big set of bollocks and shoot that one, kill it first. And I'd like the animals to be more dangerous. But the reason I'm holding off doing it is because BI have said they're going to give us more dangerous animals this year. Yeah, flagpoles aren't great. They're not. I can see why they did it. I get it. But in a survival world, why would you put a massive flag up saying, this is where I live? Like, you just wouldn't. You'd have a small base hidden away. Yeah, see, that's how my brain works. And I like my bears. Players will say to me, I was shooting, the bear ran over to me. Why? Like, were you shooting at the bear? No. Or maybe inquisitive. You know, he hasn't eaten anything good for a long time. Suddenly you appeared. And they're like, oh, you're the evil goblin. I'll get the same from the chickens. Last wipe, I had suicide zombies. I had zombies that had gas grenades strapped to them. And when you killed them, the gas grenade blew up. But I couldn't get it to work this wipe. And I think BI have done an update to the code. Which is why I've got the evil chickens instead. And you can't eat the evil chicken. It just keeps coming at you till you kill it. But you can sell the feathers to the trader. And you've got a chance of getting an egg or gingerbread man from the chicken. Oh yeah, 100%. I could make that happen. All it is doing is you would take the... You go into the... I can't do it yet. I know the theory of it. I've watched someone do it with other animals. I just need to learn how to open up the code and mod it. And it sounds only... It's what I need to spend time doing now this is done. I've got someone that's willing to teach me how to do it. But in very basic terms, you open up the code for the bear. You take out the reactions, so the AI reactions for the bear. And you paste that over the top of the AI reactions for the bull. Then you save it as a modification. You upload it to the Steam Workshop. You either make it private so it's your server only. I wouldn't for something like that. I'd make it public. And then anyone that wants to download it would be able to put it on their servers, and all their bulls would then act like bulls, basically. And you might get the sound of a bull charging off YouTube and use that as a sound file rather than the bear roaring. But it's not overly difficult. Well, it's not like writing a mod where you end up with a base building pack. I just have to sit down and learn how to do it. And it's one of those things that I want to learn how to do, not have someone else make for me. Because if I can learn how to do it, it gives me another skill set where I can start to build mods. We're in wolf territory. We're going to push back to the trader and then go up this way, a little way, have a look around. If we survive. It's like making a flagpole that was only one piece high. Not overly difficult to do. You go into the model and say, rather than when I build it, it has 3 logs. I want 1 log to build it. And rather than lasting maybe 14 days, it's 7 days. So the flag has less distance to go up and down. It isn't, yeah. It's doable. But I've got to learn how to do it, and I'm learning. I'm getting better, but it's a lot for me to get my head around. I was never a natural programmer, but I enjoy it. Oh, here we go. Going to press auto run then and forgot that we don't have an auto run. Yeah, it makes sense. You just need to know the right place to look and the right lines to change. Yeah, and that's basically, in a very simple way, that's it. It is a bit more advanced than that. But that's the basics of it. As you'll have noticed, my traders don't have ammo for sale or weapons. On purpose. They'll buy weapons off you. They just won't buy ammo off you. I'm not sure how bears interact with other animals. Do you know the bull bear wouldn't just kill the cows if spawns around? I don't know at the moment. No, actually, I can work that out. I could do it now, but I won't do it while I'm streaming. I could just spawn a cow in and a bear in at 500 meters and look at them through a scope, see how they react to each other. It's not difficult to do. But you could make the mod so rather than spawning 3, because you know that when you shoot a bull, sorry, when you shoot a bear, it keeps running towards you until you get a few rounds into it. So rather than have 3 cows, or 2 cows and a bull spawn together, part of the mod could change it so it was just 1 bull spawn. Or it would be 2 separate. It would, some of them it would spawn as a group of cows, and in other places it would spawn a single bull. So you'd never know quite what you were going to get if you shot it. But I won't know till I play with the code. And that's what it's... And that's my... Oh, here we go. There's dinner sorted. Right, that'll get us 1 piece of meat. Better than nothing. So you're going to have to be scripting into fields of cows for bulls now. Well, that's how my brain thinks. And you'll learn that if you play any of my servers. You'll start to work out that's how I like to... Right, that goes on top of that. And you move that to there. Oh, it's going to be silly, isn't it? Move that up to there. Thank you. Take that one. We'll take that one. Won't let us put it up there because it's a patrol jacket, so it has to be patrol jacket type height. That will go up. No, it won't. For some reason, it does not like that slot. Okay. Okay, we'll live with that. Move on to the trader. Get probably the CZ sold. Oh, more fucking wolves. Fucking joy. This might all go badly wrong now. Do we have any spare 5.56? Not really. Sort of. There we go. Lots of 5.56 now. But this map's not massively popular either. I don't know why. I mean, for a small server, it works really well. Lots to see, lots to do, lots of points of interest. I just needed to... I suppose there was a lot of unfinished stuff that I'm still doing for them. Let's hope we've got out of the wolf spawn. There's things like if you run past certain churches here, the bells sound. Little interactive things like that. It's quite nice. Right, I think what I'm going to do, because I've got an early start in the morning, is I'm going to do the honourable thing and commit suicide. We're not going to run this character. And then I will finish the stream for tonight. But I will be on tomorrow night. More than likely on here, but we shall see. Might be running on Aftermath if Cookie's about. So we were going to do the honourable thing. And say it's the end of that life. Thank you for watching, people. Catch you in the next one. Cheers, Ryan. Thank you for being here. Massively appreciated.